Good to see you guys. Welcome. I'm very happy to be doing this because we've been talking about replacing the shake tasting script for a while. And I was waiting because I knew we had some new stuff coming out. So I'm really, really excited for you all to be on here and watch this. One of the reasons that we kind of switched this around a few years ago now is because when we first got started, we were using the corporate opportunity script, and it's something like 50 slides long. And when we first got started, I would share my story, and that took like 45 minutes just for me to share my story, and then to go through all those slides, and we talk about all kinds of science and great stuff. And it was a long presentation, and it was not very easy for people to duplicate, especially somebody new. They felt intimidated by it because it was so many slides. So it was at a university in action, and I think it was my first university in action. It was at a university in action, and David Wood was speaking about simplicity and duplication when it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, we need to change what we're doing as a team, because the only way for teams to be able to grow and grow quickly is to have something so simple that even somebody brand new could literally jump in and do it and not feel afraid or intimidated. So we came up with our last version of it, and it really has worked tremendously for the team. From beginning, from start to tasting the shakes, it was about 45 minutes. And then anything that went on longer was just, talking and the meeting after the meeting, which is super important too. Just to mention, if you guys have questions or comments, feel free to go in the chat bar. I'm going to start by, I'm going to go through each slide, what I say on each slide, and then I'm going to go through actually what we do at a shake tasting. So I'm excited to tell you about the equipment that you need. Prior to this, the launch of this shake tasting, we've needed whatever device you were using, be that an iPad, be that a smartphone, whatever it is. So I use the iPad mini, and you would need a cord to plug into the television. Now, if somebody has an Apple TV and you have an Apple, you don't even need the cord. If they have a smart TV, you can Bluetooth a lot of times, but I just learned recently that Samsung smart TVs do not connect Bluetooth to Apple. You have to download an app. It can be done, but you have to download an app that you have to pay for. But for sake of the training, I'm going to talk about Apple equipment because that's what I use. So I use the iPad mini. This is a piece of equipment you'll need to purchase. You can get it basically anywhere, Amazon. You can get it at an Apple store if you have an Apple device. If not, just go to Best Buy for your smartphone. And what it is it plugs into your phone, and then it has a port for an HDMI cord. The HDMI cord goes from this device, whatever your device is, into the television. Very, very easy. Very, very easy thing to do. You do have to know what an HDMI port looks like in a TV to plug into. It's in the back of the TV. Some TVs have it on the side, some have it in the front. And then you have to adjust the input on the TV to the HDMI port that you plug this into. Sounds complicated, super easy. It's actually really, really easy to do. And my cord is actually way too short, but if you have a long cord, it's even better. With Apple devices, you can actually remotely use your iPhone as it can be a remote control for this, which makes it even easier because you can leave it down, or you can just do the presentation right from here. I've done both. Both work great. So this is the only equipment you need. You will no longer be needing an easel and paper and markers. Those of you that are terrified to draw out, you share, they share, I'm happy to tell you, you will not be needing to do that anymore. And I think that that's going to help a lot of people. So you'll need, that's the equipment that you need. I bring 3 shakes, chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, one of each. I bring 1 bar. I bring 1 piece of chocolate, depending on what I have. And I bring mini cups, little teenies. Remember, we're giving them a taste, so they can be teenies, little teeny cups. And I bring applications. Applications. This is the new one. This is the brand new application. That's all I bring. It comes in 1 tiny bag. I don't even need it in a bag. I can fit it all in my purse. But I can tell you, coming from another network marketing company where we needed like suitcases of stuff, It is very, very exciting for people to walk in and see that you don't have anything. Because what I want you to remember is everything that we do in this shake tasting, you are setting as an example to the hostess, the hostess, and all the guests. So if you arrive an hour early and you put this amazing display together and it's really elaborate, that's great. But what you're telling them is, I have to arrive an hour early and I have to be able to do a display. When I arrive 15 minutes early, plug stuff in and set stuff out very, very simply, they're like, oh, is that all we have to do? You're showing them how simple this can be. And so that's one of the main things. We want to make this so easy that people are like, oh, well, why wouldn't I do this? Corey says he bought both an Apple TV and cord for his iPad and iPhone, and the cord saved him from interruptions while attempting. Yeah, there are, you'll learn different things. You have to put your phone on do not disturb. You have to make sure that the phone doesn't automatically, like, what's the auto shut off after a few minutes. You learn these little things as you're doing it, but that's okay. We're not trying to be perfect for people, right? We're learning as we go. And you'll figure out what works perfect for you. We've got this down to a science now, so it's very, very simple. So when I walk in the door, I get there about 15 minutes early. I've already asked the host the following questions. What products do you have? Please put them out for display. Regardless of what she has, I just say, whatever you have, put out for display. I ask, do you have a blender and do you have ice? That's all I ask. I bring everything else. Unless it's somebody that's already been in and they're prepared. But I'm talking specifically about somebody brand new. Here's what I say. Do you have a blender, magic bullet, hand mixer, anything that I can blend the shakes up with? Do you have ice? And and I do ask, do you have a smart TV, or do you have a TV with an HDMI port that I'll be able to plug into? That one, you'd be surprised. People don't know the answer to that. It's funny. Okay, so that's all I ask. I show up 15 minutes early. I have all of the stuff. I get the device ready on the television, and I have the Isagenix screen showing. And then I'm just chatting with people. Hi, how are you doing? Whatever. I really, really try not to start late. Now, generally speaking, here in California, I love the 6:30 start time. I already know we're going to start at 6:45. I already know that. We say 6:30, we start at 6:45. But I like to have that start time to give a little leeway for people that may show up late due to traffic or whatever, and just have little conversations. But I don't like to wait 30 minutes to start, because there's always some that show up on time, and the people that show up on time, they're frustrated that you didn't start on time because they were there on time. So, and if there are people there and we're waiting for somebody, let's say your hostess knows for certain that somebody's coming and they're going to be late, I will always ask the guests, like, is it okay if we wait a few more minutes for them? I know you were here on time, because I want to respect their time. Okay, are you ready? We're going to go through the slides. I'm going to do a screen share here for you. I'm going to go through each slide and tell you what I say and what I do on each one. So I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a screen share with the actual presentation. Can you guys see the presentation? Yes? Okay, let me pull up my chat as well so that I can make sure that I see that. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to pull up the chat first, because I want to be able to see any questions that you guys might have. Okay, let me do this again. Okay, so this is the screen, the Isagenix screen. This is the screen that is already on the television before they walk in the door. That's it. There's no TV playing. This is already there for them getting ready to get started. So the next, and I will welcome them. Hi. Welcome. Actually, what I do, here's the truth, okay? I will ask the hostess on the spot. I don't prep them. There's a method, but I will ask them on the spot, can you please introduce everybody and share with them your results? They don't need to be trained. They don't need to be prepped. They're usually nervous, but this is a great thing because this is their home and these are their friends, and the people want to hear from them. And then I just say, you introduce them, share your story, and then just introduce me. That's it. And so they will come up before I do, and they will say, oh, thank you for coming. I know you guys are busy. I've been using Isagenix for X amount of time. I've already lost this much weight. I'm really excited about it, yada, yada, yada. This is my friend Michelle. She's going to talk to you about how to get started, or whatever they say, right? Simple and authentic. So then I'll come up and I'll start sharing my story. I'll say, I've been with Isagenix for this amount of time. And I make it brief, you guys. I mean, we can all go on and on about our stories, but I've learned to make it really, really brief. So it's not a 30-second story, but it's certainly probably maybe like a few minutes versus 45, like it used to be. And now the first thing I show them is our before and afters. Here's something I really want to impress upon you. I am going to download both the Keynote version of this and the PowerPoint version of this to our team page when I'm done with the presentation tonight. These are not locked presentations. These presentations are there so that you can go in and add your own personal before and afters. It is much more powerful for the people at the presentation to see somebody that's standing in the room versus somebody that's not. So this is my presentation, so me and Bobby's before and after is what's on here. But if this is you and it's your presentation, it's very, very easy to remove these two photos and to slide in your before and afters, okay? It's really important. It really has a much, much bigger impact on those that are there in the room watching you than it is to have them looking at somebody that they don't know. Even if they're amazing before and afters, it's much more powerful when it's somebody standing in the room with them. It's just the truth. And I'm sure many of the leaders that are listening to this would attest to the fact that it is really powerful to have you standing in front of them and then seeing you before and you after. So I share a little bit about that. You know, this is when we started. This is our 6-month results. You know, and we've been able to maintain that for, you know, now over 4 years. And so it's brief, okay? I don't go into our whole financial story or anything. I talk to them about how much I love Isagenix. I talk to them about how great I feel. Here's our before and afters. Now, the next thing that I do is I tell them, this is going to be a really short presentation. I'm going to show you 2 videos, and I'm going to talk to you about what it looks like to use Isagenix, and then I'm going to share with you how you can, you know, get them for free. I'm prepping them. I'm telling them about me, then I'm telling them what I'm going to tell them, and then they get to get told. Okay? So this, from the time you are introduced to the time that you get to this, it should be a few minutes. I mean, it doesn't need to be 30 seconds. Let them get to know who you are a little bit. Building rapport, you know, sharing your story authentically so that they can relate to you. Okay, so the next slide is the brand new video. I'm not going to play it, but this is the brand new video that's called Transform Your Life. Okay, it's a 5-minute video. And so let the video play. Make sure that the volume is correct. Let them really listen to this. She's telling a story in the video. She's talking about toxins, simplicity, nutrition. It's a wonderful, wonderful overview. And so when the video is over, I will always point out something specific from the video that impacted me. I say, oh my gosh, when she said this, I could really relate to that. You know, and so I'm again, they just learned something, they just watched something, and I'm telling them what they just got told. So it's kind of reinforcing the video. So like I said, the video is a little bit over 5 minutes long. After that video, this slide will come up. Now, I just want you guys to know, I looked all over for an updated version of this slide, and I couldn't find it. And being that I don't know how to make a slide like this with the new packaging, this is all I had. So I'm really sorry. If we have some amazing techie on the team who can mimic this and just do shake days and cleanse days, but have it look like this with the new packaging, I will love you forever. If you can make that, but I couldn't find it. So here's what I tell them on this. Thank you, Corey. You're amazing. Corey said he's going to try to make one. We don't need 3. We only need 2. Step 1 and 2. Easy as 1, 2. Okay, so I tell them, and I go into a little bit of detail here, because here's what I tell them. I'm going to tell you what it looks like to be on the system. And so I'll start with a shake day. I'll say, here's what a shake day looks like. And I explain it. I talk about the shake. I talk about the protein and something that's important to me. Now, I don't go into these long nutritional seminars. I talk about something that is important to me. I talk about the nutrition. I talk about the protein. I always say that one shake is the nutritional equivalent of 3 plated organic meals in one delicious shake. And I remind them, you're going to get to taste them at the end of this. And so I explain a shake day. I explain what I do. I say, here's the guideline, here's what I do. And it's very simple. And so then I say, does anybody have any questions about a shake day? And, you know, yes or no. Then I say, I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about a cleanse day, because most people are super scared when they hear cleanse day. and they are automatically thinking, okay, I have to stay home, buy toilet paper and like Desitin and baby powder because I'm going to be literally, it's going to be a diarrhea fest. And so I always make sure that people know that it's not that type of a cleanse. It's a cellular cleanse. And I go into detail about it. Now, I want to tell you guys something. Here's a little tip. Here's a trick. Tip for presenting. If people are laughing, they are learning. And if you say something that is a little shocking, now this is different for different personality types. Like Bobby would never do this. But if it's in your personality type and you can do it, when you say something, you talk about poop, or you even just say the word, it's a little bit of a shock to them and they listen up. They have attentive ears because they're like, I cannot believe she's just said that. So when people are laughing, they are learning and you're engaging them. You help them to relax because it's not like a pitch. You're just talking like you would talk to your friend, right? That's what we try to do. We come in easy. And we are friends with everybody in the room. That reminds me, I want to tell you guys something. Before I walk into any home, and more often than not, I'm walking into the home of people I don't know, people I have not met. Before I walk into any home, I tell myself, every single person in that home is my friend. They're my friend. And when I walk into the room, I speak to them as if they're people I know. I just talk to them like normal. Oh, how are you? Your home is beautiful. Oh, what school do your kids go? I mean, I just speak and engage with them because I want to put them at ease and show them how easy this is. We are just people connecting with people, sharing something we love. Okay? So specifically on a cleanse day, I talk about what it means, what it looks like, how we do a cleanse day. I explain you drink the Cleanse for Life 4 times a day, what's in the cleanse, and I will talk about what happens on the inside of your body just a little bit because I think it's very important. When people know what is happening scientifically on the inside of their body, I think that they go into a cleanse day much more excited and less fearful because they're excited to have those things happen. So I explained that your body, once it uses up all the stored glucose, your body will then go after the stored fat. It needs something for energy. And in addition to doing that, in addition to going after the stored fat, what your body does is it goes after sick and unhealthy cells for energy. So not only is this helping you to eliminate fat and toxins from your body, it's helping you to eliminate dead, dying, unhealthy cells. It's unbelievably anti-aging on your body. And your body literally, it does a metabolic reset for you, which is really exciting. And we call them cleanse days, but really what this is this is a nutritionally supported intermittent fast. And I will use the term intermittent fast interchangeably with cleanse. I feel that when you interchange those two terms, it sets people, again, a little bit at ease. Cleanse sounds a little harsh. Intermittent fast. We integrate intermittent fasting into our lifestyle is what we do here. And after your first 30 days, you can cleanse as regularly as you like. And I explained that a lot of people will continue to do 1 cleanse day a week forever. They love it. Or they'll do 2 cleanse days back to back. I tell them, once you've been on the system and your body has adjusted, it will tell you when you need a cleanse. I mean, I know, I can feel it. So likely at that point, somebody in the room, has a question, and likely somebody has a testimony. They'll say, oh, I'm cleansing today. That's always the best. When you're doing a presentation and somebody in the room is cleansing, they say, oh, I feel amazing, and then we talk about how great we feel and we go crazy and have fun with it. And we tell them about the fact that they can have chocolate on cleanse days and e-shots, and it opens up a whole new conversation. So we spend a little bit of time there because it's such an important component, okay? And then you see at the bottom of this slide here, it talks about Ionic Supreme, the IsoFlush, and the Natural Accelerator. And I will spend a little bit of time on each of those. I go a little longer into the Ionics because we all know that that is one of the most powerful, amazing products that we have in our arsenal. So I'll explain what it is, how they take it. They take it on both cleanse days and shake days, and I spend a little time there. So people get a snapshot, right, of what it's like to be on the system. And so again, does anybody have any questions? I spend more time on this slide than probably any other slide in the presentation, because it's important that they can see themselves doing this. So, okay, that's where I go there. I'm not, if you have questions, type it in the chat. I'm not seeing any questions about this slide. And if you don't, I'm gonna keep moving on. Should the 2 snacks be in between? Yes, yes, and I explain that. I tell them in between each cleanse, they're doing 2 snacks. I also tell them they can interchange Whey Thins for snacks, and that they can also have Isa Delights. I tell them that. This is not on the slide, but I tell them that. Because if I have brought Isa Delights as part of my sampling, then they've already tasted them. And I'll say, you know, some people crave salt on cleanse days, and you can have these. So we're already talking about the package that's going to be appropriate for them. When you have chocolate and Whey Thins, I didn't have any because I didn't bring them out. But when you have chocolate and Whey Thins as something that they're sampling at your presentation, you are setting the standard for the package that they need. They don't get that in the smaller packages, or maybe they're going to get a smaller package and they're going to add things to it. So it's very important that you talk about those additional things that make cleanse days easier. Okay, so we're going to move on from this slide. Now, I immediately go into, here's how you get started. Now, I want to tell you guys something. What I say to people is, I say, listen, you don't have to get started on a package. However, what I have seen in the last 4 years is when people do not get started on a package, they are not set up for success. They really need tracks to run on for the first 30 days. It's like anything else. It takes 28 days to develop a new habit. So when you start with a package, you have all of the things that you need to really set yourself up for success and get on the right track. And so I say, there are a multitude of packages, but these are the 2 that I recommend the most. And so the 30-day system, it's $200, the best value. You'll see that at the top of this page, it says best value, lowest price. I am showing them the best value, lowest price. Because remember, now we have options for them. They can choose their pricing. I'm showing, and I make sure to say this, the 30 days, this is the best value and the lowest price you can get on this package. It replaces 68 meals. This is the basics. This is the bare bones basics for you to get started, okay? And it ends up being about $10 a day, and it is $10 a day, and it replaces 68 meals. It allows you to do 2 shakes a day for 30 days and have 4 days of cellular cleansing and the cleansing system with it. So that's a great basic getting started pack. Now, the package that I recommend the most, the package that has the best retention, the package that gives people the biggest the biggest success, because they're actually entering into the Isagenix lifestyle, not just the bare bones, but the lifestyle, is the value pack. Now, this package replaces 83 meals. It comes out to about $20 a day. And in addition to all the things that you get in the 30-day system, you're getting a box of the bars. And I point out, like you've already tasted. You've tasted the bars. You get a box of those. Those can be used as a meal replacement or a snack. You're getting a box of the chocolate. And listen, I know that you don't think it's a big deal, but trust me, when you've done 1 cleanse day without chocolate, you will be calling me. You'll be calling me, asking me about chocolate. You get a box of e-shots, which again are a tremendous help on cleanse days, and every day, but especially cleanse days. I talk to them about the fact that they get this little blender. If they have a blender at home, now they have one that they can take to work. The membership fee is waived for this package. They also get a $75 event coupon if you decide that you are interested at all in building an empire here at Isagenix. You have $75 toward any event that corporate puts on that you can choose. And so I spend a little time on these packages. And I really explain to them that when people get started on the 30-day package, it's literally only a few days in before they ask me, hey, can we order a box of bars and e-shots and chocolate? They'll end up spending more when they do that, rather than just getting started that way. Okay, and so that's the time I spend on here. Loretta is asking, why don't I do the 30-day premium, Pacesetter, or all 3? Simplicity purposes, really, Loren. It's really to keep it simple. It's not a preference. I'm really trying to follow the company's lead. This is where the company is going in their bigger presentations, and so I'm following that, and just for simplicity. I also talk about, in the value pack, I talk about the supplements. And, you know, there are people that build their entire business just on the supplements. Literally, you can do whole presentations on our complete essentials. And so I spend a little bit of time talking about that and sharing a testimony on that. And they do not get that in the 30-day system, okay? She says, is the bonuses that come with the weight loss in the catalog? The weight loss, let me move this. I can't see it all the way. Say weight loss president's pack. Oh, sorry. I can't move this, but the bonuses are in the catalog. Yes, they're also available on isagenixbusiness.com. The bonus for a 30-day system is $25. If you do 2 in a week, it's doubled to $50. And the bonus for a value pack is $80. Doubled, it's $160 if you do 2 in a week. Is the membership waived, event coupon, etc.? Yeah, that only for the value pack. Those things, the membership being waived and the event coupon, is only for the value pack. So now here's the reality, you guys. When you're doing this presentation in somebody's home and they see this, they may feel a little sticker shock, okay? And there's a method to the madness why we show this first and not at the very, very end. We talk about this, and I always let people know, listen, the deal is you don't have to start with a package, but this is what I recommend. That's all I say. This is what I recommend. Because I don't want people to feel pressured. I want to meet them where they're at, but I also want them to get started in the best way for them. And I know that these are the best ways for them to get started, okay? So then on to the next page. So I tell them, listen, I know what you're already thinking. The first question people ask me is it a poop cleanse? The second thing people ask me is it affordable? Oh, maybe I can't afford it. But I want to show you why it is. Because each meal breaks down to about $3 a meal. I will usually give some sort of an example, something that happens that's relevant. We just went on a hike and we went out to lunch afterwards, and we didn't go to an expensive restaurant, but it was about $8 a meal for each of us. It was $8 a meal for each of us, and that was not expensive. So we talk about literally getting such amazing nutrition for really $3 a meal. So you're replacing 2 meals a day for like $6, which is the nutritional equivalent of 6 plated organic meals. Then I tell them, listen, the thing that I want you to think about is I want you to total up how much you've spent on all food in the last 30 days. I'm not just talking about the grocery store. I'm talking about your trips to the coffee shop, your trips, at a convenience store, any snacks that you have purchased, all meals that you have eaten out. Think about it. Think about what you've spent for the last 30 days leading up to you sitting here in this room, and just ask yourself, has what you just spent over the last 30 days helped you to reach your goal? How did you feel on all of those things? So really what happens is when you get started on Isagenix, you're actually going to be spending less than you spent before, and you're going to feel better than you've ever felt. So, and I tell my personal testimony that when Bobby and I first got started, the first month that we were both on the system, we saved hundreds of dollars because of what we were not doing anymore. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars that we did not spend on going out, buying little things here and there, just snacky food, because we replaced it with Isagenix. So not only did we get results and feel amazing, we literally saved money. And so I tell them, but if that still isn't enough, I have something else for you. Here's one of the differences in the presentation. Prior to this is where we would pull out our easel and paper and go through you share, they share. Very excited for all of you guys to know that you do not have to do that anymore. Now, the next slide, I tell them, I'm going to tell you how you can get your products paid for through cash back bonuses or product coupons. We call it you share, they share. And ready? Are you guys ready for this? You don't have to do it anymore.
Congratulations on becoming an Isagenix associate.
You guys,
we're so excited you're taking
Isagenix has put together that awesome video for us, and we do not have to do it anymore. I'm going to actually go off screen share for a second. I cannot tell you how many people, wait, what happened? Where are you? There you are. I can't tell you how many people were so afraid of this portion of the presentation because they said, I don't know the math. Well, you don't have to know the math. You only have to memorize the numbers. But they were so intimidated by the fact that that you had to draw it out. You do not have to draw it out anymore. That video is about 5 minutes long, and it literally goes through you share, they share with a President's Pack. Anybody can do this now. Literally, there's so much less talking, and there's so much more duplication through the tools. I'm so stoked about that. I was talking with Bobby about it the other day, and I was like, I got to that slide, and I had the new you share, they share graphic up, and I was like, you know, people they get so nervous and they hate it. And I said, so I put it together, and I said, come in here, Bobby, I want to ask you a question. I said, watch this video. I went through the presentation quickly, and I said, and I want you to watch this whole thing. And he said, that is 100 times better. That is 100 times better because it takes away any fear for people. Now, what I will tell you is after that, after the video is done, I want you to engage with people and say, listen, what you just saw is talking about cashback bonuses, but there are also product coupons in the same increment, in the same dollar amount, but in product coupons for people. And there are a lot of other ways that we make money. This would be a great place for you to share a little bit of your financial story. That's what I do. After I share that portion, I share bigger vision. I'm casting a little bit of a bigger vision. I'm saying, listen, now if it were me, I'd be, you know, Bobby and I have been here now for, actually I think it just hit 4.5 years, or it's going to this month. I'd say we've been here for 4.5 years. We've been able to create a multiple six-figure income and help a lot of other people to create, you know, six-figure incomes, five-figure incomes, free products, you know, anywhere from a couple $100 a month to a couple $1,000 a month. And that's what we do, all by this, because of this crazy little shake and, you know, really improving people's nutrition. And then I leave it open. Does anybody have any questions? This is a great, great time to open it up and allow people to ask questions about that portion. Okay, so what if this? What if that? That, when I spend a little bit of time there. And this is a really fun part because even if somebody is not really interested in the business end or making money, they're listening. Planting seeds. It's just planting seeds. Okay, so let's go back. Let me go back here. Okay, I want to do the big one. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, I lost my chat. Come back, chat. Let me move you guys up here and put the chat there. Oh, wait, now you went over here. This is craziness. Let me move this over here. And how can I move you back down? Wait, sorry, hold on, guys. All these things are moving. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, here's another new slide. Now, after we've talked about the price of the package, after they've seen you share, they share video, this is the next slide. And you're going to tell them, listen, at Isagenix, you get to pick your pricing. We have a 3-tiered structure, and this is how it works. And I will start at the bottom, and I will say, you know, you can come in as a customer, and you get 10% off the retail price. And probably at some point, we're going to all need to know what the retail price is. So we can tell them what the price is. And I'll tell them, you know, this is a really good value. You're not qualified for auto ship. There's no annual fee, and you get 10% off of the retail price. The better option, more savings, is to come in for a $39 membership fee. You get $25 off of retail pricing. With this option, you're still not eligible for auto ship pricing. The auto ship pricing is the best pricing that you can get. That's the best option. It's a $29 membership fee, although if you purchase a value pack, that's waived. You get $25 off of retail pricing, and there are further incentives when you are on an auto ship. Now, here's something that I want to plant into your minds. I want you to start using this vernacular, and this is what I am telling people about auto ship. Now, I don't want you to be afraid because it says auto ship, because what I want you to remember is this is not a diet. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle. So when we start you, we are starting you on your maintenance program. It's not diet, then maintenance. We are starting you on maintenance. And that's why putting products in an auto ship makes so much sense, because we're starting on maintenance. We're not planning to do something for 30 days and then go off the wagon. This is your new lifestyle. And in addition to getting better pricing, because we're starting you on maintenance, when you do that, you get $75 off of shipping for the next 3 months, $25 a month for the next 3 months. So it's literally win-win-win for you. I explained to them, listen, you're in control of it. You can put whatever products you want in there, but this is by far the best value for you. This is by far the way for you to save the most money, and this is by far the best way to set yourself up for success from the beginning. You guys like that? Does anybody like that? Okay. I've been saying this a lot. The reason that we put you on auto ship is because we're starting you on a maintenance program. It's not diet then maintenance. We're starting you on your maintenance program. We're starting you on your lifestyle program. I'm seeing that there's messages here, but for whatever reason, I can't click on them. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Extra 5%. Love the bird. Okay, great. Easy so far? Okay. And this was big. None of this was in the other presentation. The 3 for free wasn't in there. And I think it's really important that we talk about it, because who doesn't like free? Like, any time that I could possibly get something for free. And I love shopping online. And if it's like, if you spend $5 more, then you get, your shipping for free. I'll spend $25 more to get $5 off. Right? So when we talk to them, yes, I believe, Anne, it is going to continue after June, the 3 for free. They do that to test to see how things are working. But yes, okay. So that's this slide, and then let me go back to this. Now we're at the last slide. So does anybody have any questions about how to use the system, about how you share, they share works, about anything? And so then I will open it up to anybody that has any questions at this time. I also say, listen, you can do this. We'll come to your home. We're willing to drive the miles. We'll come to your home and do this for you and help you to earn free products. And now I'm going to spend a little bit of time to talk about the IsaBody Challenge. And so I'll talk about what it is, how they can earn, free product. They get $200 in free product. And I always mention the big prizes. There's $1,000, $2,000, and $3,000 prizes for people that are honorable mentions or runners up. And there's a $25,000 grand prize and a week, an amazing Costa Rica 1 week long trip that people win as well. And so I talk about this and I say, just by becoming a member of Isagenix, you can participate in this. This is a perfect wraparound back to the 3 for free. Because I'm explaining this is a 16-week transformation contest, which is 4 months. Now, when we start you on maintenance, you're getting 3 additional months of free shipping. So every month that you're on the IsaBody Challenge, you're getting free shipping. So it goes hand in hand. You see how it goes really hand in hand. And what you're telling them before, in the middle, and after is all very, very congruent and very easy for people. Okay, so let's stop the share if I can get my mouse up here. Oh, you're back, but I'm not. Okay. Okay, so once I get to that point and people have asked all their questions and I've talked about the IsaBody Challenge, and I always say Bobby entered. Those were his pictures that you saw at the beginning, and he didn't win, but he did get an honorable mention. And by the time that he completed his contest, our business was we had reached 3-star, which is a 6-figure a year income, and I share that. So now I say, okay, now we're going to make shakes for you. And usually it works really awesome when there's usually 2. If there's only you, then you can maybe prep the hostess a little bit. And so I have a very specific order, and I've learned the hard way that when you're just random in the way that you introduce shakes to people, it can mess up the palate. So I always start with vanilla first. I always start with the vanilla first. After vanilla, then I will mix up the chocolate. And then after chocolate, I finish with strawberry. And it's only because when I've done it other ways, people are like, oh, the chocolate tastes disgusting if they've had strawberry first. I only give them a taste. These are tiny. These are little tinies. You can get any, this is the size I like, because remember, we're not feeding him dinner. It's a shake tasting. It's not a shake dinner. It's a shake tasting. We're giving them the opportunity to taste. Now, for those of you that have dairy-free people that want to taste the dairy-free, if you're bringing the dairy-free, I don't always have it, so I don't always bring it. If I have it, I will bring it, and I will do dairy-free last. If you're doing a dairy-free presentation, because that's all you have or that's what your person has requested, then you're going to do chocolate first, then vanilla, then berry last. And this is just because of the way that the flavors taste on the palate and how, I mean, like you guys know, there's different things that taste better at certain times. Like if you brush your teeth, you don't eat something sweet because it tastes bad. So the palate, it makes the palate more easily excited about those flavors. Then I have these on clipboards, and I hand them out to people. I hand them out to them this side up, and I say, if you turn it over, the packages are on the other side. For dairy-free, chocolate, vanilla chai, then berry. Yes. And sometimes I'll even go in and I'll say, listen, I mean, this is very easy, but I'll say, you don't need to worry about the top part. Just put your personal information and choose your flavors at the top. Very, very easy. Lisa, are you asking the order for the regular shakes? Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. And then if you happen to have a seasonal on hand, the seasonal goes last. Just as a fun little flavor for people to have. And then once you have mixed up the shakes and passed them out to everybody, I want you to take note of the time and know that the presentation is officially over. Anything that goes on after that is not a part of the presentation, so people don't feel like the presentation was that long. Let me tell you something. Coming from my very first experience in network marketing was with a beauty, it was a company that had skincare and beauty products. The presentation was 4 hours. The setup was long and tedious. The presentation was long and tedious. People were so exhausted and beat down by the time the presentation was over, they just wanted it. It's like, let me sign up and get out of here, or I'll call you later. It's been too long. When you walk into somebody's home and from hello to tasting the shakes, it's 45 minutes. People are like, I'll totally have one of these at my house. This is great, right? So you keep it really simple because other people are like, oh, that's easy. I can do that. And I want to share something else with you. There's a method to this, okay? There's a method to the simplicity of it, because we have a tendency, like as we've been in the business and we love things, I love the way things, and I love multiple flavors of the bars, and there's all these different things. And there's nothing wrong with sharing that with everybody, but I want to tell you the message that you're sending to people that maybe can't afford it. They're thinking, I'd love to do the business, but I couldn't afford to have all this product on hand. So that is why we go simple. We go on the simple side. Because what we're telling everybody is we're telling them, listen, you don't need to have all this expensive product on hand to share. 3 shakes, 1 bar, 1 piece of chocolate, maybe a bag of whey thins if you happen to have them. And so you're setting the standard that you can build this business on a shoestring budget. Okay, regular, jump on the call a little late, enrolling somebody, how you divide your, wait a minute, what is she asking? If someone says they want to host and you bring all your stuff, how do you divide the signups after? If somebody else is hosting, they're their signups. They are never mine. Those are their contacts. So there's no division. They're theirs. That's the way I have built, and the reason that I do that is because, and I'm going to use Jenny as the example, okay? Jenny got started. She was like, don't talk to me about the business. She had garlic around her neck. Don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. And a lot of people do that. We all know that over 80% of the people are like, listen, just want to use products. But Jenny had people immediately. She was very influential. People were like, what are you doing? I have to be a part of it. And so she was sending people to me that were her contacts, and I signed them all up under her. They were her people. And I was like, you earned this much. You earned this much. And that was nice for her to hear. But when she got that card in the mail and she got the text messages explaining that she got a load on that question, a card load, a commission load. That didn't sound right. When she got a commission load, when she earned a commission, something happens for people. And they're like, wait a second. Like, what? How did I earn that? Then it was about 3 weeks in that Jenny was like, listen, I need to sit down. I feel guilty. You're doing this for me, and I'm earning all this money. So I'm always trying to cast the vision for people, even if they tell me, no, I'm not interested in the business, because I love the business. And I know that if they could see what this really was, they'd love it too. So my reasoning is there, that it's their contacts, number one. Number two, by them earning, it's casting the vision to what's possible here at Isagenix for them. So that's okay. I knew what you meant. And it's a really, really great question, Lauren, because we get asked it a lot. Now, listen, I am not telling any of you how to run your business. I'm just telling you what I do. I'm just telling you exactly what I do. I always err on the side of somebody else. It's just me. I err on the side because there's plenty to go around. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of abundance. There's plenty of Isagenix. There's plenty of people that need Isagenix. So I always err on the side of somebody else. So that's it, you guys. That is it. Now, being that I've done a couple different things. I'll take paper apps and take them home, or sit there at the presentation with a brand new person and put them in immediately. But now, you guys, the process is so simplified. If you have 1 or 2 computers, they can do it themselves while they're sitting there. If you wanted to do that, they could literally do it themselves while they're sitting there. So awesome. Because we don't have to ask for social security number. We don't have to ask for birth date. It has literally eliminated that. How many times are you doing a presentation and they're filling it out and you say, oh, make sure you put your social in there, and then the whole conversation happens. Oh, why? That's gone. We just enrolled somebody who got started on the new way. I finally got to do a sign up, and the next day she put in the information, her birth date and her social security number herself, and we got an email that says your associate or your customer converted to associate. It was really cool. So we got to know when she did it, and she had to watch that video, that you share, they share video. So Isagenix is actually helping us even more, because they're training people up front. As soon as they convert, they have to watch that video. So they're doing some of the work for us, as they always do. They're so amazing. So that's it. Does it seem simple? Like, it's so easy, right? Okay, I'm going to put the big screen up here. And if anybody has a question, please, now is the time. You can unmute yourself and question, comment, whatever you need. Oh. No questions? Then either I did an amazing job, or you already all know what to do. No questions about the new slides, anything. I'm here for you. If I have a couple new people on here, please, there's never a silly question if you're thinking it, somebody else is too. So don't be shy. I know, the new videos are so good. This presentation is actually even faster than the other one, because the other presentation had 2 videos that were 7 minutes each, and these both are 5. Loren, I am going to, as soon as I push end on this Zoom, I'm going to post both of those. The Keynote file and the PowerPoint file to the team page will be available immediately. How much ice and water? Okay. Several links are not available on the new site. Yes, Isagenix knows. Every night they continue to do updates, and they're working on it. Questions will come. Yes, questions will come after you do the first one. How much ice and water? Okay, so everyone's different. You could ask all the leaders on this call, and they're all going to tell you something different. I use a magic bullet. I do this much ice in the bottom and 7 ounces of water, because that's how I like it. Bobby probably does 9 ounces of water. Somebody else, he says 6. He does 6. And it's personal preference. This is personal preference, and everyone's going to do it different. So do it how you like it. Okay, wait. Okay, shake tasting without blending. I personally have found that blending is much more successful for people, much more successful. We've done shake tastings for people that have only been shaking them in a shaker bottle themselves, and then they taste it blended, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is like a different shake. So we want them to have the best experience the first time, so we blend it up. So that's my reasoning on that. And if they don't have a blender, I bring one. That's why I ask. If they don't have a blender, I have a hand mixer and I have a magic bullet, or I'll bring the Isagenix one. New associate checklist is phenomenal. Yes, it is. If everyone signs up as a customer. Terry, it just says if everyone signs up as a customer. I don't know if you had a further question. Okay, well the video, yes, the videos will be embedded in the presentation. So you do not have to create your own. They're already embedded, they're already there. How can you talk about earning money? We allow the video to talk about earning money because remember this is a quick presentation. This isn't a business opportunity presentation. We're planting seeds. We're not going into the massive science behind the product. We're only going into enough so that people feel comfortable to get started. Now, I'm really glad you asked that question. You're saying you messed up. Oh, okay. I'm glad that you asked that question because let me tell you something. There's different personalities. Some people need more information than others to get started, okay? Some need lots of information before they get started. If they have questions, answer them. But here's what I have found. Less is more. Less is way more. Too much information can make it complicated in somebody's mind. Simplifying allows for duplication, simplicity. People don't need as much information as you think to get started. And the ones that need more will ask and you answer. That's it. I'm telling you, trust me on this. Just trust me. They need less than you think. And when we transition, those that have been here with us for a while, do you remember the presentation that we started with? And do you remember how nervous everybody was when we were transitioning to this short one? People were like, how are they going to know anything? And I was like, just trust me, just trust me. And we were all amazed that people were having 100% sign up at these short presentations where we were barely talking. And then we all learned that simplicity is where the magic happens. So not only was less more in doing the presentation, less was more in them feeling comfortable to do it themselves. So thank you for asking that. Yeah, Jenny says she's done plenty at Starbucks and only shook them. It's not bad by any stretch, but if you're in somebody's home, we want to do that if at all possible. Okay, anybody else? Any other questions? I mean, listen, you guys, it's your deal. You do what you like. If you don't like them blended, you're probably going to not want to blend them because you don't like it that way. I mean, that's just kind of what we do. We do what we like. I like them blended. Although, I don't have to have them blended, but okay. Anything else? Any other questions, guys? Because I'm done. That's it. That's all I have for you. I will post those. I will take this training and put it on the YouTube page and then put it on the team page as well. And I'm excited. I'm excited to hear your feedback. Once you're out doing it, please post it. Please post your feedback when you've done your first one or two with this presentation, because if there's things that need tweaking, I'd love to hear from you guys. And all right, let's go forth and duplicate. I'm going to turn off the